Hi, Tam Bronke back with you today, and we are talking about now the essential skill of effortless power. Now, why is this a skill and why is it necessary to have in our game? Well, I think we have an instinct in this game. We have several that kind of hold us back, and one would be to try to work really super hard, muscling and falling backward and gritting our teeth and having a lot of grip pressure, tons of effort and no power. I mean, that is in a lot of ways the plight of the average player, is that they're working very hard for very little results. So what we want to do today is we want to talk about the skill of effortless power. Now, one of the things you can do to start out here is that you've got a built-in training aid on your driver, or any club in your bag for that matter. And all we've got to do is turn this guy over, and what we want to try to do is create a swoosh with the bottom of the club. You're going to hear it right here. What I'm doing is just swinging the club upside down and trying to create a swoosh down in front of me. Now, a lot of you guys might, when you first do this drill, you might hear a lot of energy right there, because what you're used to doing is getting to the top of your swing and sort of throwing away all the energy at the top. And that would be one of those things where you'd probably hear that you're casting or coming over the top. And of course, these things lead to slicing and pulling the ball. And so what we want to do is we want to listen carefully for the swoosh at the bottom, maybe even slightly in front of the ball. I'm not working very hard. I've got nice soft arms. My wrist joints are nice and soft and flexible. And I'm not grabbing the club with excessive tension, and I'm creating a nice swoosh. Okay? So that's something that you guys ought to be doing every single day to try to create nice whipping and nice speed without working too hard. Now, I'm also blessed with this tool from TaylorMade. It's called the Speed Stick. It's very effective for a couple different reasons. Number one, it is a swing trainer in the sense that it's heavier than my golf clubs. So when I make swings, I'm building my golf muscles up. And I like to actually take this thing and swing it left-handed to try to get some symmetry. Need to do more of that to try to create more of a balance in my spine and other reasons for that. So again, what I'm trying to do is to create a whistle with this thing at the bottom or past the bottom. You feel? You see? Do you hear it? Not working very hard, and you hear that thing humming. So those types of drills are going to work really, really well. If you don't have a speed stick, and by the way, these things are pretty accurate. That's about 100 miles an hour. And I reset it just by hitting it there. Very good, very, very effective training aid from TaylorMade. Wonderful training aid. So now, there's other drills I want to do. That would be kind of the swoosh drill, and then the swoosh drill with some extra weight, and you're going to start really making that club head hum. Now, here's a great drill for effortless power with my driver. Now again, we already talked about one of the big problems being muscling and trying to really hit it hard and not creating any speed at all. So what I want to do in this drill is I want to try to create a lot of speed and a lot of control. And so this drill is called an effort level drill. Is that we're going to try to dial in the right amount of effort that makes the club head hum, but also gives me very good control. So I'm going to come and give you kind of the fast version of this. So what I want to try to do with my driver is first of all start at a very low level of effort. I think you guys out there should start at 10. Go from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80, and try to go all the way to 100 in terms of how much effort you're expending. I'm going to go a little bit quicker than that today, starting at 20%. So I'm going to start at 20%, make a practice swing. Feel nice rhythm, tempo. And now swing at about 20%. That actually went very far for 20%. Now you might be saying that, look Tam, more like 40%. I don't know about that, but I tried to make it feel like 20% to me, and that's the main thing. So my effort level is probably a little bit still low there. That ball probably went, I don't know, maybe 150 yards, but it was very solid and it was very straight. Now I'm going to go up to 40%. Trying to make the swoosh like I did earlier, but try to really keep my effort level down. Here's 40%. And you know, that probably went 200 yards right down the middle. Very good balanced swing for the most part. Felt pretty good. And now I'm going to go to 60%. Try to dial in a nice practice swing at about 60%. If I don't like the way that felt, I might make another one. And here we go again. Notice the good rhythm and balance on that swing. That ball probably went 250 yards. Very, very low level of effort. That's pretty close to where I probably need to be, but I'm going to go up a little bit higher. I generally want to live somewhere around 75 to 80% at the most, or 70 if I'm having trouble controlling it. So I'll go ahead and go to 80%. .275, 280 probably. All four of those shots are right down the middle of the fairway. Now, an extension of this drill might be to go to 100 to feel that contrast. I don't want to go to 100, but to feel what 100 is would probably help you kind of dial it back a little bit. So go to 100, try to go back and forth between 20 and 100 somewhere, and then find where your tempo and rhythm and effort level would reside. For me, 80% is great. Different days are going to be different. Some days you're not going to be able to go after it a little bit more and still maintain that same rhythm and good balance and good tempo and flow to your swing. Now, the thing to remember is that golf is more like a second serve game. Now, in tennis, I go for my first serve maybe 100% if I want to get an ace. But that second serve, I got to get it in play. If I don't get it in play, I lose the point. And a lot of you guys out there are trying to hit first serves, and you're hitting it out of bounds, and you're hitting it off the golf course, and you're losing golf balls, and your score is going up and up and up, and your friends are beating you. And that's the reason why. Another way to do the drill is to take a 7 or 8 iron and try to hit it 4 different distances. Start with maybe a 50-yard full swing 8 iron. Then try to go to 100 yards, or whatever that number is. Try to hit the ball different distances with different levels of effort. And what you're going to do is you're going to find that effortless power. This is the way to do it. Hope this helps your game. I hope you're knocking it by your friends and finding your golf ball in the fairway.